talk tonight about two topics. Why do people tend to defend Umar Johnson's behaviors? And then why is it necessary and important for us as the highly melanated community to call out bad actors within the highly melanated community? So why is it important that we do say, yeah, Umar Johnson is out of pocket? Why is that important to do that? So anybody want to talk about why do people want to cover for this guy?
Oh, man. Ladies first.
Because he's the great black hype. He is the great black hype. They have been believing in him, trusting in him, seeing it for him for the better part of 2 decades.
Wow.
If they admit to themselves that he was a fraud, then they are the delusional sheep that just followed along.
But why? But at some point, don't you have to cut bait? At some point, say, hey man, I've been rocking with you for 2 decades. That's 20 years for the cheap seats. That's 20 years. Don't you at some point say, man, you've given us nothing. It's worse than Akon City. Like, you've given us absolutely nothing. What are you gonna say, Dave? I just watched a video about Akon City. We might watch that too. That was kind of a wild video. But
Man,
go ahead, David.
That thing's crazy. I mean, my whole thing to you, Jay, is this. When it comes to Dr. Umar and those types of people, they want to hold on to leadership because they don't want to think for themselves. They want to just follow along whoever has the best rep. You know, and this has been going on for the past 60 years in our community. You got these people, like even when you take the black church, right? You had a bishop, you had a pastor, you had a reverend, somebody to say, you know what, I'm going to be the bishop. Ain't no such thing as a Baptist bishop. That's a Catholic and Lutheran distinction, but it sounds official because a bishop is on the chessboard. This dude sounds real good. He sounds like he cares. And now, you didn't see Malcolm X referring to himself as, the Baron of Bow Ties. This dude's calling himself the Prince of Pan-Africanism. You so pro-black that you call yourself King Kong consciousness without even realizing that King Kong was a metaphor for Black Jack Johnson because he was in love with white women and knocking out white men in the ring. That is how throwed off you are. And again, I hate to say this as a Philadelphian, but he is a North Philadelphia, I don't want to use the word scammer. I'll say he's a North Philadelphia hustler. That speaking 3 times, that you don't find that suspicious. And Dashiki Dumbledore was never going to open that Hotep Hogwarts, and you should have known that the second you saw that. He said, we're going to have lunch with the doctor. Don't ask your wife if she wants me, because I'm 6'3", I'm chocolate, and I got a beard. Well, my wife don't want you, Jermaine. My wife doesn't want men who live with their mamas.
Wow.
Sorry. Like, King Randall built a school with a pile of scraps. My oldest child is 26.
Yeah,
Yes,
from his kitchen table.
Yeah. My oldest child is 26. Dr. Umar's been doing this since my oldest child was in the 6th grade. Wow. No.
Dr. Umar been doing this since before my children.
Kindergarten, really. I mean, truth be told, he probably been doing it since your child was in kindergarten. If he was 6 years old, he's in kindergarten, 1st grade. And this rascal done graduated and got a family and kids and still ain't no school.
But he got block parties.
He got spiritual wives. What's going on, Basic Black, in the building?
Boy, technical problems today. I apologize.
Brother, you don't ever got to apologize, man, as long as you come up in here. Why do people like the cape for Umar Johnson, Basic Black?
Well, you must be talking about Shar the Devil.
We got Charlemagne the False God on deck. Don't you worry. We about to get him.
I don't know. I think people have a little bit too much faith. And I think I can only speak for Black folks. We always have this thing where we want to have hope and faith in things that we shouldn't. And I think people don't know the difference between hope and faith. Hope is what you place in man. That can fail all the time. Faith is of the one above. And I think people want the best and hope for it, or they're just like, all right, we've been scammed this long, we might as well just go with it. But
interesting.
I don't know. It is truly interesting, but
well, tonight we are going to look at 2 instances where Charlemagne, the false, phony, and fake God, tried to duck and cover for one Jermaine Shoemake, and it didn't really go the way that I think Charlemagne anticipated. Most of us realize that Umar Johnson has been on the Breakfast Club at least 3 times, I think. Mm-hmm. And no time did they ever press back about the shenanigans and hijinks that are known as the FDMG school. Never did they really push back. Were you going to say something wrong?
Yes, but that's because you have to understand this as well. They are financially entangled with Umar because when Umar first came on the show, the Breakfast Club was really low budget. This is when they didn't have the studio set up. They didn't have all that space. They were crammed around one little desk. They were just, Power 105.1 was just starting to take off because of the whole situation that was going on with Star and Buck Wild on Hot 97 when Ebro took over. So Umar catapulted them. He is their flagship interview. So they're always going to let him slide with the nonsense.
Wow. Okay. I definitely said that. I've said that as well, but you have definitely more receipts than me. So what we're going to do is we're going to listen to, because they've never called it out and never said anything about Umar. Well, one of their callers actually called in to call him out. And please understand, the Breakfast Club likes to copyright strike stuff. So we took a little bit of creative liberty. So please enjoy.
Hey, who you want to give donkey to? I want to give it either to Charlemagne or Dr. Umar?
What? What did I do?
Okay, you.
Turn
I'm
your
gonna
radio
tell you
down.
what you did.
Turn your radio down first,
Okay.
Mama. Then go ahead.
Okay,
Go.
Alexa, stop. Okay, Alexa. Okay, what you did is Dr. Umar went and now is trying to get women to date him for $500 dinner with Umar, and you never even talked about it, Charlemagne.
You know
All
why?
the time.
Because when I first saw the video, I thought it was AI. I didn't know.
Oh no, it's real.
Okay, I see that. What y'all want me to do though?
Apologize.
Apologize for what?
No, talk about it. You never talked about it.
Well, you know why? Because Dr. Umar is supposed to be on Breakfast Club soon. So I kind of wanted to talk about it with him.
About specific individuals.
Oh,
Yeah.
Turn your radio down, Mama.
because Alexa, stop.
She is so disrespectful sometimes, ain't she? Alexa, she don't care.
Because he also was he also lost funding.
I saw that. I see that the school might be going up for auction because he's behind on some bills and some stuff like that. I mean, there's a lot to talk to Dr. Umar about. But if you ask my opinion, I've already said it. I don't think Dr. Umar was scamming anybody. I just think Dr. Umar, wasn't on top of his business. And I think that sometimes when you're taking on the task of opening up something like, your own school, it takes a village to do something like that.
A lot of money.
And a lot of money. And I don't know if he actually, had that village around him. Hello?
Yeah,
What's wrong?
but like I said, you didn't talk about the subject. That's what got me. I'm like,
Talking about it now.
now you are, but only because I said something.
No, I talked about it on my podcast, The Brilliant Idiots, a couple weeks ago.
She
Actually,
wanted you to give him donkey for charging women $500 to date him.
I don't have a problem with that.
Well, have a good one, Mama.
All right, let's go. All right. So Charlemagne is known for the donkey of the day, where he puts out, or donkey of the week, or whatever of that nature, somebody who does something that he feels or his community feels is not appropriate. And the caller's like, hey, you need the donkey of the day because you've not called out Umar and his shenanigans. And we are going to watch that video of him saying that Umar's not a scammer. But what do you want to say about that basic black? Where you land with this?
In regards to this, I really feel like that they got to cover their grift, just like Ross said. They've been the flagship promoter of it, because now if they turn their back on them, they look like, oh, well, y'all should have known all the way back then. So
Absolutely.
Yeah. You finance evil for so long, you can't turn around and say, hey, we good now. So
No, I got you. David, what you got to say, man? You got something to say. And I'm going to pull up your video too, so don't worry.
I think it's one of those situations. When I was a kid, I used to like to watch the Charlie Brown Halloween special, and everybody tried to tell Linus, "Hey, man, there is no great pumpkin, but you can sit out in that pumpkin patch with your security blanket and act like there's one." Charlemagne has told me, hey, "No, there's a school. There's a school," and I'm like, "There's some trap bandos."
Right.
You got them. My whole thing is, it's like, you ever see that movie Zoolander? And Derek Zoolander had the thing, and he said, yeah, this is a school for people who want to read and learn how to do other good stuff too. If you don't have curriculum, if you don't have teachers, if you don't have any type of occupancy, I sent my contractor down there, I sent my lawyer down there, he was never going to open this school. And it's funny how certain shows will vet people who are actually doing things, but Dashiki Dumbledore and individuals who may or may not have had real estate scams, people who have been charged with SA of children, have no problem getting on those shows. But those of us who have done the right thing, get buried for exposing the truth. But that's a conversation for another day.
I got you. Oh, by the way, Asia, just to let you know that you have been inducted into the Book of Negroes.
I wrote the foreword for the Book of Negroes. I'm the Maya Angelou of the Book of Negroes.
So it's fair to say that we have to call out bad actors in the community. There's no benefit in not calling out bad actors, because then we see what happens. We allow Umar to run amok for year upon year and decade upon decade, and nobody's saying the quiet part out loud, which is, hey, yo, this guy's probably not doing the right thing with his business acumen and so on and so forth. And if you, again, no joke, if you want to look at the Akon City bag fumble that happened in Africa, there's so many correlations and similarities. It is crazy. Akon had this grandiose idea, and it is wild if you're not familiar with it. Maybe we'll pull that up. But I do want to look at, Dave, if you don't mind, do you mind if we look at your, because I thought you did an outstanding job of explaining, if you want a highbrow, very fun look at why we need to call out bad actors in the Black community. So you're not a hater. I'm gonna tell you right now, you're not in the Book of Negroes. You're not a struggle streamer, YouTubian, or any of those other pejoratives. You're doing the right thing by calling out bad actors in the community, because otherwise they get to run amok and run roughshod. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Jay Witt Podcast. If you enjoyed today's show, please do me a favor and hit me up with that 3-piece special. Like the video, subscribe, and of course, share it with somebody who would also enjoy this type of content. And make sure you leave a comment because I do pin the best comments to the top. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.